let's take a trip back in time to July 17th, 2017. Six Flags Over Georgia announced the closure of Georgia Cyclone later that month, as parts of the track and structure were delicately being taken off the coaster. The whole coaster community knew what was coming next. Twisted Cyclone was announced August 31st, 2017, but this coaster was overlooked compared to the 4 other RMCs that were getting much more attention that were opening the same year. It actually made a lot of sense because 2 of those coasters were the first RMC Raptors, and another one of those coasters was Steel Vengeance. Even Twisted Timbers was getting more attention than Twisted Cyclone. People thought Twisted Cyclone was short or going to be a lower tier RMC. Some thought it may be one of the worst RMCs, or would not even be in the top 5 new coasters for 2018. Now, whether or not you found those claims to be true, this coaster seemed to shock coaster enthusiasts, just like what I think is about to happen in Georgia will shock coaster enthusiasts as well. Sure, we've all been following this Fun Spot RMC, which is an amazing story on its own, but I think a lot of people are missing the fact that we could have 2 or maybe even 3 RMCs coming to Georgia within the next few years. Today I'm going to be discussing RMC's massive undertaking in Georgia and why the state may become a top roller coaster destination for the entire country. Now, before we get into that, make sure to do me a huge favor and hit that like button, as that is the easiest way to help out the channel. Also, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to my channel to keep yourself updated on all the latest and greatest RMC news. Now, with that being said, let's discuss the RMC madness that is about to take place in Georgia. Fun Spot Atlanta has been teasing their new ground-up RMC hybrid for about a month now. However, a few hours down south, it appears another RMC project could be quietly taking place. Cheetah silently closed down at Wild Adventures in 2020. Some minimal speculation began about what would become of the coaster after it closed, but since Wild Adventures is a low-profile park, no one thought too much of it. After all, the last thrill coaster Wild Adventures received was Cheetah in 2001, so expecting a big replacement sounded like a long shot at best. Wild Adventures has really taken the family role in the Hershey chain. This park has taken a backseat behind Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, and now Kentucky Kingdom. However, to go as far as to say that this park has been mistreated by Hershey may not be the truth. Hershey has put some family-based investments into the park that have helped it gain more character over the years. Speaking of additions to the park, it was recently reported that the track in some areas of the coaster have been delicately taken off the coaster. We've seen this unfold many times before, and what we've learned is that when parts of the structure and track are delicately taken off wooden roller coasters, usually means that something exciting is coming. Each Hershey park has an RMC, and we know they are still working with them due to the work done on the lightning rod this past off-season. This park is still missing that standout attraction to put the park on the map. Unless the park is being really weird about the way they are removing the coaster or taking the wildcard route of giving GCI the chance to install their new Titan track on the coaster, we may have a new RMC hybrid coming to the southern edge of Georgia. As for when this hypothetical hybrid could open, I think 2022 looks like the most likely option with the work that has already been taking place, but I could see a 2023 opening if they choose to make the coaster larger than it was prior to the treatment. However, I predict that this coaster would keep roughly the same height as it had as a wooden coaster, maxing out at about 100 feet. I think a small scale RMC would fit the park much better and fit in with some of the other medium-sized thrill coasters in the park, like their SLC and Boomerang. This would give the park a star attraction that would help to draw more people out to this remote park, but this is just the start of the RMC madness in Georgia. Fun Spot has been an entertaining chain to watch grow and change throughout the past decade, especially with the acquisition of Fun Junction in Atlanta. This park is just down the road from Six Flags Over Georgia. I don't think anyone saw anything more than an FEC with a few rides out of this park. However, Fun Spot doesn't share the same view. They decided to shoot for the stars with this park with a partnership with RMC on the horizon for 2022. Many enthusiasts thought it'd be a cool place to put the first RMC RMC family coaster, but FunSpot had something else in mind. How about one of the biggest projects of 2022? This project appears to be taking a massive scale, much larger than anyone could have imagined. A coaster that could challenge for the title of best in the world. They want to do something that will not only put them on the map, but will cement them as a firm power in the southeastern amusement park industry. This coaster looks to be one of the more unique RMCs, with it actually featuring a dive loop. It honestly looks like something straight out of a coaster enthusiast's dream. I wouldn't be shocked if they go for some records with this coaster. Looking at the layout, it is very possible that this coaster could be above 200 feet tall, which would be crazy for a park of this scale. Just imagine what the skyline will look like with this coaster. It'll probably look like Iron Gwazi, but it'll actually be open. I feel like Six Flags wouldn't even dare to invest in anything like this, but FunSpot, this park and the chain as a whole are on the rise. The fact that this is even happening is madness in itself, but the madness that this may spark could be the catalyst for an entire statewide coaster war. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, the start of the madness was really at Six Flags Over Georgia in 2017. It's very possible some FunSpot officials wrote Twisted Cyclone and said, "I love that, but let's make it bigger." However, Six Flags Over Georgia still controls the Atlanta market, and I bet they'll be eager to take back the spotlight. Right after FunSpot started teasing their coaster, the park ironically demolished the dormant Splashwater Falls that had just been sitting dry for years. These events are not likely related to each other, but I just found it funny the way it happened. The fact that they took the ride down quickly indicates to me they are clearing the plot of land for a 2022 attraction. The park also just removed Bugs Bunny High Sea Adventure, which is right across from the defunct Splashwater Falls site. The Dahlonega Mine Train is rumored to be either removed or redone to clear more land in the area. There's some light speculation that an RMC Raptor could be on its way to Six Flags Over Georgia or another small-scale thrill coaster for 2022. However, whatever this is, it isn't likely to outdo what's coming to FunSpot. I think this is going to set off a few alarm bells at the park because from what I've heard, the park isn't in the best shape right now. They've also been rumored to be getting an SNS Air Launch coaster, which I think would be great, but I'm not sure that could even match the attention FunSpot will get. Over Georgia will probably shift their plans around a bit if this coaster drives attendance up and FunSpot becomes an increasingly bigger competitor in the market. Could this spark something we haven't really seen yet? I think a Raptor or launch coaster could very well be in the making for Over Georgia in the near future. Over Georgia is going to be due for another coaster soon. With the development of FunSpot, this may provoke a little coaster war, making Atlanta and the whole state of Georgia a destination for coaster enthusiasts. I think it's very possible Georgia will soon become the RMC hybrid capital of the world. At the start of the 2022 season, we might have 3 RMC hybrid coasters in Georgia, which just blows my mind. There's going to be so many people heading out to Georgia, and these parks are going to be getting a lot of attention. And it'll be interesting to see how the parks respond to this. Georgia coaster enthusiasts are going to be in for a massive treat the next few seasons. I honestly can't wait to see how this all plays out. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any predictions for what will happen to Cheetah? Do you think that the FunSpot RMC could be one of the largest we've ever seen? How do you think Six Flags Over Georgia will respond to all of this? Make sure to put all those thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome coaster content coming soon. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.